Of course, we're being joined this morning by Miss Akwa, the reigning Miss Akwa. I really like when Francis introduced her as Her Royal Majesty. That's a lot of, glory to be put on, Miss Orom. Good morning, and thanks for joining us this morning. How are you doing with your very beautiful self?
I'm fine, thank you. Good morning to you too.
Good morning. How is the city of Uyo this blessed Saturday morning?
Here is very beautiful. It's a calm city, and this morning comes out very well.
Comes out very well. Okay. Well, I think I would want to start from the very top. But my first question would be that in these times, a lot of people think that pageantry has gone down. Like, more like, is anybody still doing pageantry? Are we still, voting for queens, in the states and on the national scene? So, what is it like in that particular industry at the moment, which you are the, current sitting queen of Akwa Ibom State?
Okay, thank you. First and foremost, pageantry is something that has been there for decades, not decades, if I should put, I can say for centuries. But for some time, we experience a kind of backwardness in the industry, especially in my state. And I thank God for giving me this privilege, which is why I'm trying to see how I can revamp the industry again. Pageantry is a very vast industry. It helps promote the girl child. Girl child is a future woman, a future mother. So if properly mentored, it simply means that the future is guaranteed because once the mother is well mentored, she will pass it on to the child. So it's very important that we look into it very well.
Okay, so when were you crowned queen of Akwa Ibom? Because I want to know if we can call you the Arise Agenda Queen.
Okay, the event took place on the 30th of December 2022.
2022. So you're almost a year on the throne. How long do you have to be queen? I think it's usually an annual thing.
Yeah, it's usually an annual thing, but I don't know when exactly they're going to do the next one. Probably in December this year. For now, I'm just 9 months plus in office.
Nine
Okay,
months. That's a long time. So let's talk
that's a
about.
full pregnancy. It's about to deliver.
Yes, indeed, it's a full pregnancy.
Yeah.
I love the way you put it. Okay, so Your Majesty, let's talk about. You've mentioned something. I've been on the pageant industry for a while, and I know that a lot of things needs to be fixed. But also in recent times, I think I've seen some pageant event hosted in the state that also shows that maybe we are having some level of advancement. We are progressing. So I'd like to ask, how would you rate the industry so far in the present day reality? And what do you think can be done differently, to put the industry forward?
Okay, the industry is doing well. Like I said before, some time back it was slacking behind. So slacking behind, but now it is doing well. And I really think government needs to come into this. A lot of people see it as something that should not be celebrated. But in so many countries in the advanced world, this is an industry that generates money for government. If only you know how to channel your energy into it. So it's a very good industry. It's helped promote the culture, the heritage, the girl child, and whatever the society has to present to the world. So it's not just about the young girls and boys mounting stage to say one or two things or to display costume. It's far beyond that. It helped project the female child, especially in the right, in the positive light.
In a positive light. So on Monday, we were celebrating the Day of the Girl Child. In that particular window, what were you able to do for the female gender, for the girl child in Akwa Ibom State? Because I know that usually when we have queens, crown persons, they usually go to you know handle social issues, drive the conversation. You had rightly said that the girl child is like the crux of what you do. So in this past celebration, what are some of the things that you did in Akwa Ibom State?
Okay, the girl child, the International Girl Child Day was celebrated a few days ago, and I visited some schools. I donated some things to them. I talked to them on the importance of being a good child, importance of being resilient, being self empowered. In our society, um, women are not given the same privilege as men, which is important which is a major reason why we need to look into empowering women. And to be able to do that, we need to start from the grassroots, which is teaching our younger ones, the girl child in particular, to stand up for herself, to fight for herself, to know that she also can do something in the society. She can also leave a mark, a legacy in the society.
Okay, so just a little bit. I want to talk about funding because when you talked about, you went out, you went to different schools, you gave gifts to people. Let's talk about funding in the pageantry industry. You had rightly said that the pageantry industry in Akwa Ibom State for a while had been comatose, and then you're just coming out and trying to do different things. So, in terms of sponsorships and funding, is the state government running some of these activities for you? Do you have brands that support you as as the queen of Akwa Ibom State to execute some of these projects that you want to do in your 1 year?
Okay. Um, the state government is not really funding what I'm doing, to be precise. I'm funding it, and I also have some partners and some sponsors, individual sponsors. I have some companies who I'm partnering with, but the state government is not really funding anything that I am doing, which is why I'm using this opportunity to plead with them to come in because the workload is much. It is much. There's a lot to do. It's not just about the girl child. There's a lot to do in the industry. There's a lot to do in the state as a whole. So I really need their support.
But when you say that you need the support, I think that that is going to affect in the overall what kinds of impacts can the state government get from pageantry? Is it some form of tourism? What does it bring back to the state government? Because there's a tendency for, like you said earlier, people to think, oh, it's just young girls and young boys wearing colorful clothes and walking around. What is the return on investments that a person can get if they invest into pageantry?
One investment they will get is getting the youth involved, and by so doing, getting a more peaceful society. Because once the youth are involved in anything productive, they divert their attention from crime and whatever that may lead the society astray or cause chaos in the society. That's number one. Number two, if we are able to project this industry well, we can have investors, not just investors from the state. We can have foreign investors who come in to invest. Take, for example, Calabar Carnival. Calabar Carnival, they used to have lots of investors from outside the country, not just the country alone. People flying from different parts of the world to come and celebrate Christmas. In Calabar, what do? It's just what you mentioned, display of costume, display of culture. So it's about tourism. They should look at it in the aspect of tourism. It's not just about the costume. We are talking about promoting the culture and heritage of our state. So it's about tourism. We have a lot of places to explore, to develop. And how do we do this? Government needs to support us. Yes, we are trying. Like those of us in the industry, if you well, I don't need to say if you, I believe you have followed, you've been following what is going on social media. A lot of queens have emerged from different platforms and they are trying their best. So all we need is a little push from government. We just need that recognition for us to be able to do what we need to do.
Okay, definitely. I know that for the longest time, from the era of Honorable Victor Antai, that was the only time, and even at then, during the Orange September that we had the Ndoko Kwaibom pageant, that was like the only time we ever saw maybe a lot of government present. But even then, she was not funded. So funding has always been a big problem. So in your engagement with your crown now, what steps are you taking to make sure that the government of the day understand that pageantry is not just about the fanfare and the beautiful faces, but pageantry is also about a platform to further push the image of the girl child in Akwa Ibom State. Because if you go back memory lane like the Orange September, it was a monumental disgrace to the image of the state when young women who competed for that pageant could not answer very simple questions. Something similar to what was seen during the just concluded Big Brother Niger. But one person was able to redeem the image of the state, and you are following in that line. So for us to have a positive image of the Akwa Ibom girl child, there is need for advocacy on your part as the queen to ensure that the government understand the role that pageantry and your crown brings to the state and what that will impact or how that will impact. So I'd like to know, do you have plans or programs? Are you in any way having engagement with the government agencies from the Ministry of Culture and Tourism to that of communication and strategy and other relevant ministries? Youth and sport development is also one of those ministries to ensure that, going forward, we have a lot more government presence that is deliberate and intentional.
Yes, of course, I do. I have I have a program which I'm partnering with the Ministry of Culture and Tourism. The commissioner is very helpful, and he has promised to do more. But the thing is, this is a new government, so they need to settle in office before they can be able to know what exactly to do. Now, another thing is, um, the industry was not really working 3 years ago. So it will take a whole lot to convince someone to come and partner with you, especially those in government, because they're not used to supporting, they're not used to investing in this industry. They are not really seeing the industry the way they should. So that's where the real challenge is. But that notwithstanding, I have spoken to some people in power. I have met them. Some of them have met with them, and we have agreed to do something to revamp the industry, which is, I think, a good one for me.
Okay, so something I'm going to ask.
One of the
Okay, you wanted to complete your
Sorry.
train of thoughts. Just go ahead. It's like you wanted to say
Okay,
something.
so one of the things I want to do is school tour. We have um, we have arranged for that already to do school tour. We are moving from one local government to another to do sensitization on how to promote the industry, how to create awareness, how to promote culture and tourism in the state. Because tourism is one vast industry that we really need to invest in. And if we do, it will boost our economy greatly. And pageantry is one aspect that can really push that faster.
So we are also seeing the looking at the economic benefits. But let me take a little swipe away from pageantry and all of the economic, downturns and all of that. So, Queen Orom, who is Queen Orom? Who are you as a person? What is that thing that is, that makes you a queen? Because I mean, royalty is something to be able to lead people, have that human face and that human heart. So let's get to know you. What makes you thick and what makes you soft? If I meet you on a normal day, what is going to be my experience of you?
Well, outside the crown, I'm a girl like you are. I'm a normal person. I'm by name Queen Mary Urom from Ika local government, Akwa Ibom State. A graduate. I studied in Ibom Metropolitan Polytechnic. I'm a simple person by nature. I believe in hard work, integrity. I believe in persistency. I believe in going for what you want. I believe in making someone smile, leaving a good legacy, when you're gone. So that's just me.
Something made you laugh. There's something you remembered.
Okay, Queen,
Okay.
let's talk about you a lot more.
Exactly.
Let's talk about you. You say you're a
Okay.
simple person, loving person. Literally everybody will say they're simple, they are loving. But let's talk about the loving part. What is that one thing that you hold so dear to your heart that you, apart from the sensitization, apart from that, I know that every brand, in as much as that has not been done in Akwa, but it's not well spelled out within the pageantry vision statement, that this is the humanitarian angle that the brand seeks to look into, like we have in the Miss Universe and other pageantry brands or organizations across. So, what is that message that Queen Oram represents? Where is your charity heart tilted towards, or who are you tilted towards helping?
Well, um, I'm, you know, it's towards youth development. I'm not particular about the gender. I'm not going for only female. It's about youth, both male and female. Because even though I'm a girl, I represent Akwa Ibom State youth. So it's not just about the girl here. It's both for male and female. So I'll put it that way, youth. So I want to see how we can promote Akwa Ibom youth, how we can create more opportunities for those that need it. I'm not saying I have the capacity to do everything, but I'll only try my best.
Oh wow, trying your best, and that is very, very, very commendable. Like you said, you're not yet sure of when they are going to do the competition again to install a new queen. So it might be that you may be queen for a little longer. So when you are not serving as the Miss Akwa Ibom, what else are you doing as an individual? Do you work, are you into entrepreneurship, are you a 9 to 5, what kinds of things gets you up and about?
Okay, I run a hospitality outfit. I'm into hospitality management.
Yeah.
I'm also into entertainment. I organize some shows. I'm an event planner. And I also do training. I do summits. I do online training for some people. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm also a freelance journalist.
A freelance journalist.
We like the sound of that part.
I love that part. I love that part.
Thank
Freelance
you.
journalist. Okay. You run events, you run a lot of things. That's amazing thing. So I know that I've just been informed, we've just been informed your manager, Akwa Raymond, is also just joined us. So we'd like to bring him live to join us in this conversation, because I know that for you to be able to achieve all of the the things you have done, we definitely need somebody that is behind pulling all the strings. So, Akwa Raymond, good morning. Welcome to Rise and Shine. How are you this morning?
I'm fine. Good morning.
Okay, let's talk about you and the Queen and managing the Queen. How has that been for you?
Ah, it's not really been easy. Sometimes when you're managing a celebrity, you need extra strength, extra patience. Yeah, let me use that word, patience, because there's a whole lot to be done. There's a whole lot to do, and you just need to be focused, and you have to be balanced in whatever you're doing. So it's been a bit fun. It's been a bit nice to work, and of course, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it.
Now I'm going to put you on a spot, and a very very dangerous spot though. Do you have a girlfriend, Mr. Akwa?
Okay. Yeah, I do. Sure, I do. I do have a girlfriend.
So how does your girl feel? Because I know that one of the duties you're going to do as the manager, you're going to have to sometime carry the queen's bag or her purse. You're going to have to open the car door for her to go in. You're going to have to draw out the seats and all of that. So how does your woman feel having you serve another woman?
Oh God, this is a very hard one. You know, it was sincerely, ladies, is their nature. They're always jealous, even when the is not necessary to be jealous. So, but one thing I always tell my woman is you need to understand what I'm doing. So there is nothing to be jealous about because you have to be professional in whatever you're doing. So you just need to be
Exactly.
focused and remain focused on what you're doing. So once you're doing that, you're committed to doing it, and you're something that has to be kept aside. Understanding.
Okay, so I like that you people are making you people made me laugh this morning. But talking of managing pageantry, we were speaking with Queen Urom this morning, and she has quite established the fact that the industry is not very, very smooth in Akwa Ibom. And when you play a managerial role, that's your interfacing between her and sponsors and other people like that in the industry. How has it been so far attempting to sell her dreams and some of the projects that she wants to do to sponsors and fund people that could bring in funds? What's the response like in the industry?
Okay. I didn't really get the question well, but I think one of the good things about working with Her Majesty is the fact that she's already vast in the industry. She has the experience, so it makes the work and the job very easy for me. She has the understanding about the industry and she knows what she's doing and the steps she needs to take. She understands everything. So it makes me very very let me use the word very simple. It makes the work simple for me. On the entertainment industry is a very vast industry. I keep telling people that
So
the
we don't know
pageantry
if
side of the
okay, so we
entertainment
don't know if you have
industry
a
is one
television set that is
aspect where
on.
people need to
Can you hear
really
me? I don't know if you
understand
have a television set
that
that is on.
it
It's
really pushes the works better because almost everybody wants to do pageantry right now.
Mr. Ray.
We have a whole lot
Mr. Ray, can you hear me?
as that aspect of the industry that has opened so much doors for a whole lot of people.
Okay, Mr.
You
Ray,
know,
just
so the
before.
music industry. Let me just bring the music in. The music industry, musicians are many, but I tell you, queens are much. They are more than even the musicians themselves. So pageantry is very, 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 very large,
All
very
right.
large.
All right, Mr. Ray, I'd like to ask if there is a TV on around you, please turn the volume down to the bearers because we are getting hall bags before we progress. You've mentioned something very interesting. We have a lot of queens. I know that I think one of the biggest thing we did when Omane Sen came in as the Commissioner for Culture and Tourism was to sanitize the pageantry industry in Akwa Ibom State. Well, literally, like you have Miss Urak Panandem, Miss this, Miss that, like every small place had a pageantry name attached to it. Even places and people who had no interest running a pageantry business were into it. So you find those small, pageant brands here and there, litter all over the place. And that actually meant a poor image for pageantry. It was contributing a lot to bringing down the real queens or queens who came from a reputable brand. So I'd like to hear your thought in that regards. Judging from, let's say, 4, 5, 6 years back, would you say there's been a little bit change in sensitizing the pageantry industry in the state?
This is one factor that this is one For real, the Akwa Ibom State government, the Hotel Management and Tourism Board is actually the regulatory board that is in charge of regulating pageantry in Akwa Ibom State. They are doing well. And I think we also have an association that is also in charge of that aspect too. So I think they work hand in hand. But of the truth, the industry as regards is getting bad and worse.
And in the past, we have very few. Those days you hear of Miss Nigeria, you hear of Most Beautiful Girl, you hear of one other people. And I'm trying to say you hear of Akwa. Then I don't think
there was any other pageant as at that time.
Ever want to hear about outside the. But today, I am very, very sure that if you go to any place and you not be able to visit all the places, but I tell you, even if you hear me, it's
so much that it has even made most sponsors change their minds from even sponsoring events like this. The Miss Akwa Ibom that used to have a whole lot of investors, a whole lot of sponsors come into it, you can never find those sponsors again. Because even the winners in the past didn't give it a good face as compared to what we have right now. I'm not saying that because I'm managing Queen Urom, she's the best, but I will be very, very sincere here. I think that she has been the best for now. I don't know who is going to take over from her. I don't know how much effort that person is going to put to actually outshine what she has done or what she's still doing. But of the truth, this is the only queen that I've seen that has put a mark in terms of pageantry and has put a path that a whole lot of queens need to work to achieve.
Ray, they are going to come
So
for
pageantry needs, the government needs to do more to regulate this sector.
Ray,
The tourism board needs to do more to regulate this sector. It is too much. It is just too much.
Okay, so I'm saying that they're going to come for you. I like the audacity of your statement that, you know, Queen Urom has done the most. I hope that other pageants that have served will hear you and come for you, but it gives something to look out for those that are coming ahead. And I was going to ask, that brings me to my very next question. In a couple more months, Queen Urom is going to be done with, you know, being the queen of Akwa Ibom. And we're going to look at doing fresh, you know, pageantry, getting a new person on board. So you are managing her in this year. After this 1 year is done, what other, we know that managing a person is more like being able to, you know, sell them and sustain them in the sales that you have, you know, done for them so far. So after this 1 year, what are some of the plans that you have for Queen Urom? Or is it just going to be, oh, we are done with this contract and this deal, let's move to the next queen? What's that for you as a manager?
Yes, even was
We keep talking about what happens after her throne. And we keep emphasizing on the fact that she needs to remain, you know, at that lane. She needs her sustainability has to be kept on that very high level because she's an influencer. She's an influencer, and I'm using this opportunity to call on brands to endorse her because she's quite right for it. And we have plans because of her experience and because of what she's doing. We're looking at that direction of also bringing other queens to manage them. She's into. I think she has mentioned it. We're trying to see how we can manage other queens and put them on the right path. Very few. We're not working with everybody because the number determines how effective they can be able to execute their function as queens. So that is what we're looking for the future, because we know definitely 1 year is going to come and it's going to pass, and then what happens after then? She needs to keep it on. She needs to keep her celebrity status moving, and that's what we're working on. And for me, with the contract and all that, I'm committed to working. I'm committed to, renewing my contract with the agency and with the management. I'm very committed to it. I'm very open to anything. But the focus is the queen. She is my priority right now, and we need to keep it going, and we need to keep it on top of the game. So that's just it.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Akwa Remo. Truly appreciate you making out the time. Let's get back to focus on the Queen. Um, it's been quite a great thing that your manager has spoken about you this morning and all that you are doing. I know a lot of persons say, yeah, he's the manager, he's definitely going to blow their trumpet. But who wouldn't? I mean, if you don't blow your trumpet, who else would do it? But let's look at Queen Erum after your reign. You've talked about a whole lot of things that you do. And I know that one of the things that the industry, the entertainment industry does for us is when you excel in one, it gives you a plethora of opportunities to do more in others. So will we be seeing Queen Erum going into the movie industry or trying to get her hands on acting, or, hosting events and shows, or maybe hosting a podcast session? I mean, tell us your future plans.
Okay, yes, I intend going into acting, and I love acting, no doubt. I love it. It's something I have passion for, but because of time, I can't go into it now. But maybe after I drop this crown, I'll go into it fully. And also, I sing, but I don't want to take it as a career. Yes.
Oh wow,
So I'm gonna go
multifaceted,
in.
multi-talented.
Thank you. Singing is something I love. It's one of my hobbies, but I don't see myself becoming a professional singer, though I love singing. So that's it. But I'll prefer to go into acting after I yes.
Okay, so just to wrap this up this morning, it's been such a great time having this conversation with you. So let's know your end thoughts as you journey closer to relinquishing the crown. What are your thoughts? Tell us, what exactly you want to be remembered for in this particular industry. We are looking at how you've talked about how you're trying to refocus the trajectory where the industry has been going. Let's know what you want to leave as a legacy as you're gradually winding down on the throne.
Okay, I want to be remembered for three things. One, a queen who brought relevance to pageantry in Akwa Ibom State. Secondly, a queen who brought government presence into pageantry in Akwa Ibom State. And a queen who stood her ground, fought for the girls' child right, and made sure it was actualized. Now, it's not just about these three things, but these three things matters a lot to me as a person. In Akwa Ibom State, it was actually a very tough one, but I thank God I emerged, and I am making sure I'm trying my best to make sure I use the opportunity wisely. So I think that's it.
That basically, okay, something you said just brought me to one question. You're talking about, leaving an impact in Akwa Ibom. Do you collaborate with queens from the other 35 states of the Federation and the FCT? What is your interaction with pageantry and pageants from other parts of the country?
Yes, I collaborate with them. I'm actually planning a program called A Dinner with the Queen, which we are going to come. I'm inviting them over to our 5 state. The date is not fixed yet, but once the date is fixed, I will let it known to the public. So I'm inviting many queens from different states. I can't say that 35 or 36 of them will be present, but I'm sure we're going to have more than three-quarter of them in Akwa Ibom State in just one day. And what are they coming for? They are coming to promote Akwa Ibom State. They are coming to promote pageantry in Akwa Ibom State. They are coming to set the pace. They are coming to show us that there is more to it in this industry, and that government needs to come in. They need to support. People need to look at it in a better way, not the way they see it right now. It's
Okay.
going to be a summit, yeah, kind of
Okay.
summit where we'll come to talk about things that bother us in the industry, things that we require, things that needs to be done in the society, how we can contribute positively to the growth of the society.
All right, it's been quite a wonderful moment, talking to you. But just before we let you go, what is your last shot or parting shot as a word of advice to aspiring beauty queens, aspiring pageant enthusiasts within and outside the shores of Akwa Ibom State?
Okay, I'll say stay focused, be determined, and always make sure whatever you're doing is right. It's not um, it's not a guarantee that you're going to wear the crown for complete 1 year. Some queens do step down before 1 year, and even though you extend your tenure, you are lucky to extend your tenure, which is very rare. Whatever opportunity you have, make good use of it. Stay focused, be determined, have passion for this thing. And when you are given the opportunity to serve, serve with humility, have integrity, save, and know that tomorrow another person will look up to you and learn from you and wish to be like you. You are a role model. So whatever opportunity you find yourself, whatever opportunity you are given in life to serve, serve with all your heart.
Whatever opportunities that you're given in life to serve, serve with all your heart. It's been such a beautiful Saturday morning on Rise and Shine Saturday, speaking with Queen Mary Urom. Of course, she is the Queen, Her Royal Majesty, the Miss Akwa Ibom. Thank you so much for coming on Rise and Shine this morning and sharing your time and wealth of knowledge with us. We are absolutely impressed by some of the vision and things that you hope to do. And we also lend a voice to, the state government, hoping that, they will come in and help you actualize the dream of having, state government presence in pageantry in Akwa Ibom State. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, then do enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Great conversation. Of course, Her Royal Majesty Mary Urom, Miss Akwa Ibom State, quite a visionary young woman right there that we have with a lot of dreams. I like when, you're trying to get people to see that there is more in this than meets the eye.
Well, definitely do hope the very best is done. I mean, I've been in the pageant industry for a long time. I know that there are multiple problems and challenges that, has not been sorted out. I know Victor Antai, during his time as a commissioner, did a few things. And then, of course, Oman Essen, during his time as a commissioner, also tried, even to the point of setting up a committee to sanitize the pageant industry and make sure that, people don't just wake up and then, you're going for an event and you hear Miss this, Miss that, some very funny names in the name of, beauty queens and all of that. And most times, it was also an avenue to exploit young women, by people who felt that, okay, just having a pageant event was the best way to try and rip off, from people. So it's a beautiful thing that all of this is happening. But this is where we'll take a pause and we're heading out to dance and shake it up for my conversation with Miss Akwa Ibom. When we come back, we'll head back to the movie talks that we had to pause for this session. Just stay with us. It's Rise and Shine Saturday.